All right, welcome back to another episode of Colquitt's Corner. We are going to do a market review for the month of June. Here we are. And look at that, man. We are sailing already in the first week. You can see we are up a good bit, and that's that V pattern a lot of people were talking about, man. I am hell yeah. I'm glad I made some investments there at the bottom of that, and so far looking good. So look, we are, yeah, I, crazy how everything just shot back up. So there's a lot of volatility, a lot of, I guess people are ready to get back to normal. Even the airlines are picking back up, and that was dragging my portfolio down a little bit. J.P. Morgan got back up. That was dragging my portfolio down a little bit. So everything else has done great. All my retails, all my service industry, foods, all that stuff did great. So on. A couple other areas I invested in. Looking good long term. And let's see if we can break the top here, top of this range, and keep going. Wouldn't be surprised. Come back in time for the election. Exactly what Trump needs to try to get himself reelected. We'll see. Not that I'm getting politics, but the market's doing good. Probably going to want to help him out. Anyway, beyond all that, look, the market's doing great. We're coming back up. We're retracing our gains. Hopefully nobody went crazy. Hopefully you're able to capture, put some down. Let's go ahead and take a look at the weekly. Weekly's looking good. I like to see that we're breaking out of the cloud here, and we are lining up bullish all around. So, this bar will open up. We'll see higher, see how much higher we can get. Looking good to stay bullish, guys. So let's keep it rolling. Let's not make it harder than what it is. It's bull, bull, bull. See if we can see what the daily looks like. And we are bullish with a breakout. How about that? So we are breaking out on the daily. All right. And it looks like we're going to try to target up to here. Okay. And, yeah, let's see what happens. Let's keep it rolling. All right, and we'll go from there. I like this. I like what we're doing. I like bullish. All right. All right. What do we want to go to next? Let's take a look at gold. All right. Here's gold breaking out. We've got a little bit of a pullback, so we've had some downside. Okay. Market was going up, and then we decided to go down, which, this whole experience has been a little weird because not everything's correlated. Usually dollar goes up, stock market goes up with it. Things like oil and gold, all that stuff kind of goes the opposite. So we're finally seeing a little bit of that becoming true. But again, interesting times that we're in. So things that we're used to are not necessarily going to play out real. So we're going to use the charts to help us guide us through these turbulence times. And as of right now, we're still bullish, man. We're still positive on gold, riding up. And we'll see what happens. We've got a little bit of a pullback. Let's see what that pullback looks like on the lower time frame. Okay, bullish. All right, but we got our pullback. And we are hitting this Tinkerson, the red line. So we've hit our first support. We'll see what happens here, see if we hold or if we continue all the way down to the green line. All right. Now, if we come down in this cage, it's in the green line, definitely would be worth looking at as a buying opportunity long term if you guys are interested. But again, keep an eye on it. We really need to see what happens here and then so on. So we'll give it another week and see if we go down there. Let's take a look at the daily too. See if the daily can give us a little clues. So yeah, the daily is sitting right here inside the cloud. Not good. Anyway, it's breaking down on its bullish side. It's become a bullish week. We're getting into the cloud, which can lead to consolidations. Probably work its way down to this bottom here, which would be the cage and sim. So keep an eye on it. All right. Moving forward, let's go take a look at crude oil. And as you can see, we have come up to our first resistance. We really want to see what's going on here. It's a nice rebound and bounce off here. and coming back up. It'll be interesting to see what we do here. If we hit it, bounce off, or even break it and keep going. But again, this is your first resistance. Definitely want to be concerned about it. Let's take a look at the weekly real quick. And same here, coming up on that Tinkinson. Here's the green line. The Cajunson matches as well. You got a multi-time frame match there. So, we got to see how it reacts to this to see if we're going to go any higher there. I mean, you literally, if you look at it like this, here's a ceiling, here's a ceiling. We need to get through this and get through this in order to get back on top. And even on the monthly, we had that. We had the Tinkinson where we're at, Cajunson. So there's a lot before we can get bullish. Crude oil may take time, but then again, who knows, man? We're in weird times, so anything's possible. So be safe, though. Just use these as your measurements, and go from there as your levels. Okay. Let's see here. Let's go take a look at. Everybody loves Bitcoin. And pretty much the same thing here, guys. We're just fighting with this level here that we marked off. And we just got to get above it. I don't like this being inverted, okay, because that's bearish to me. We did get stopped out here, okay, so I've reached my stops. Would have been like a breakout here. And we're kind of in this weird consolidation, up and down, not really much there. Even though, apparently Bitcoin as a one time in the last couple months was the better performer of the all-in-alls of all the, I cannot speak right now. This quarantine is taking its toll after a while. Anyway, take a look at here weekly. We do have a breakout set up for a bullish run. All right. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here. If we get up here, get out of the cloud on the monthly. I do like this setup to some degree, but I do want to see a couple more things happen before I get bullish. All right. Because right now I just really in this weird consolidation, and we really need to start breaking some highs before I see a longer term. So let's take a look at the daily too. Might give us a little bit more insight. And yeah, it's still bullish. We are below the Tinkinson here. Okay. We need to get back above the Tinkinson if we want to stay bullish. If we see any of this flip and we go in between here in the cloud, it's still bullish, but it's weakening. So keep that in mind, all right? So kind of gauge this, right? Above the clouds, bullish. You get above this Tinkinson and Cajunson, you're really strong bullish. Anytime you start breaking down on this, you're starting to see some weakness. You get a minor pullback. If you come back to the cloud, you get a major pullback, okay? We really want to see us stay above the green line. Get back above that Tinkinson if you guys are wanting to stay bullish on this, all right? For all you Bitcoin lovers out there. I just signed up myself. I'm going to play a little bit some crypto and have fun and go from there. So yeah, that's, a couple of the markets right there. ES is doing really well. Your portfolio doesn't look like it's going to take that hit as bad as it thought. I hope you didn't sell too much and freak out or any of that stuff during that. And if you did, I hope you also bought in some, maybe bought some more. Who knows? Actually interested to talk to my parents because they have a financial advisor as well. And I know they moved around some stuff and so on. And hopefully they're back up and, they're retired and nothing's affected there. Definitely learned a lot myself. And it was interesting. So this is basically two different periods I've been able to live through. 2008, and that's when I really was piqued in interest of understanding recessions. And then here we are. They're going to call it a recession, but I feel like a recession would last longer. Anyway, there's still a lot to play out. I'm still concerned about real estate market, not so much housing market. But more the retail side, because here's the thing. Amazon and online ordering is really putting a beating on, what's the term they use? The physical building, people actually going out to like a Best Buy, a Target, things like that. That stuff is really putting a hurting on them because people just order everything from their phones. Now, what this pandemic has done is it's pushed that technology even further. People are now, they maybe weren't so into it, are now familiar with it, got it set up on their phone because they ordered all their groceries, they ordered everything because they couldn't go out. And now they were like, oh man, this is not that hard to do. It's the same thing with my mom. My mom, hated texting, and she took forever before she got a smartphone. And then when she got the smartphone, and she realized how easy it was to text because she didn't have to do the numeric texting. Before she knew it, she was sending me pictures. She knew it better than I did. And I think what a lot of people, they just got to get past that familiar stage. And once they see how easy it is, boom, there you are. Now you're ordering everything from your app. Now you're doing things. Now you're doing Zoom. Now you're doing all this stuff that's really, in a weird way, keeping us at home, getting us comfortable to stay home. And all that's going to take effect on retail stores. And then on top of the fact that, if they weren't already hurting, if they were hurting, and then they had this pandemic, I mean, it will be interesting to see the rest of this year to see what companies survive. I'm closely watching the service industry myself. That's a personal, close to home. I've been in that industry forever. From bar back and waiting tables, bartending, to even running bars, and and now looking at the retail side, real estate side, commercial real estate side, how much of that will be affected. So I'm keeping an eye on that as well. So, guys, interesting times. Just be, very conservative, be smart, and, take your emotions out of it. Really think clearly about what's going on. And you know what? my mom, speaking about my mom, sent me a quote that Sylvia Brown, I don't know if y'all are familiar with her. She's a psychic. My mom loves her, and I've always entertained and gotten her books because, I enjoy some stuff like that. Same thing with my dad. He's all into conspiracy, so I entertain him with stuff too. The quote she had was that in 2020, she predicted that a virus would come and go, and then that same virus would come back within 10 years and wreak the same havoc that it did. But the thing is that it would come and go and disappear. And when you look at the V shape on the S&P 500, and the fact that we're almost back at the top, it's crazy. I mean, it's almost been wiped out in the news too, with all the protests and stuff over the Floyd incidents, which is kind of weird. Everybody went from social distancing to now packing up and packing in close, tight, protesting groups, and it's like, yeah, you're wearing the mask, but where's the 6 feet? It's just really interesting how quick things. So yeah, maybe Sylvia Brown might have something right here. She didn't make any stock predictions though. I would have been interested. Either way, hey, again, thank you guys. I enjoyed another session of the monthly update for the month of June for market analysis, and good luck trading, guys. See ya.